What's up, guys? Welcome back to my Madden 20 franchise season. It's currently week 16, and I'm playing the New Jersey Jets. Yes, the New Jersey Jets. They're not the New York Jets. They play in New Jersey. They're the New Jersey Jets. But anyways, with that out of the way, this week is pretty significant because next week I play the Baltimore Ravens, and I already beat the Baltimore Ravens once. But pretty much what needs to happen is I need to win this game, and it doesn't matter what happens with Baltimore. If they lose or if they win, then pretty much next week for them is going to be playing for the AFC North. But if I lose and they lose, still next week we'll be playing for the AFC North. But if I win and they lose, still next week we'll be playing for the AFC North. So it's a little bit complicated, but stay tuned for that, guys, because more than likely we should be playing for the AFC North next week.
We've got football here 8 miles west at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets.
230.
They'll run for the first time with James Conner, and he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Now Ben going to give this one to Conner. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down now, it's Conner. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 45-yard line. So opening drive 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
On 2nd down, it's Conner. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Here's Roethlisberger. And he connects with Vance McDonald. And he's going to have the 1st down, yardage to the 35. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. On 1st down, it's Roethlisberger. Eluding the pressure right. Able to hit his tight end, Grimble. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. They'll run with the NC State man. It's Jalen Samuels. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. On 2nd down now, Samuels. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. And that's going to be intercepted. Jamal Adams with it, the all-pro safety. He's at the 50, the 30, the 20. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. it was third down, defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one, that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Got an open man, it's Washington. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Like 80. Check line 54. Line 54. Watch the curve. Watch.
To throw again is Roethlisberger. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
When you got your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now it's Roethlisberger. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Jets work their way onto the number 3 overall pick in 2018. Sam Darnold, and during the offseason, Darnold was asked where he was looking to improve. He told everybody being more comfortable in the pocket. He looked back to the numbers from his rookie campaign, 17 touchdowns and 13 starts. So just imagine what a relaxed and more experienced Darnold might be able to accomplish with a stronger set of receivers now here in 2019. The run there on 1st down gets him a yard to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Powell takes it from Darnold. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Throwing here on 3rd down. Darnold dumps off to Powell. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34.
A short game that doesn't get him the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Hard to believe, but the regular season's starting to draw to a close. We've got the final Sunday night game of the year coming up later tonight. Matt Nagy and the Bears hosting his mentor, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs. That'll be a good one from Frigid Soldier Field. And then tomorrow night, the final Monday night game of the year, Packers and Vikings from Minneapolis.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a fourth down. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Now it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Roethlisberger will throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster, that's complete. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. 2 minutes to play in this first half, 7-3 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here, 3rd and 14. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Throwing again on 2nd down. Roethlisberger. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. James Washington, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Marty looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. You're down 3, under a minute to go. How aggressive are you going to be in this spot?
Not as aggressive as I probably would want to be. Only down 3. I mean, it might as well be even going into the half. That's not a deficit that makes me want to push it and potentially make a mistake in this situation and cost myself even more points.
But boy, getting in a field goal range and tying it, that's tempting.
Awfully enticing. You almost talked me into it.
Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Now it's Darnold. Open is Powell. That's complete. And now running right through it. Give him 8 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold, Powell on the catch.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Here's Darnold, and he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he'll kick it away for the second time. Switzer on the return. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Not something you want to see in Week 16 or any week, really. We'll be right back. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll begin our tour up at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland. And it's the Ravens out in front as that game moves towards halftime. Mark Ingram, over 100 yards on the afternoon thus far with a touchdown run as well. From there, let's head to the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, to check in on the Broncos. And they trail the visiting Lions in that one. Kerryon Johnson has a touchdown run. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And that one all tied as they host the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. In the game you've been watching, it was Ben Roethlisberger who led the way offensively in the first half. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field.
And now a fumble. The ball's out. And it looks like Steeler football. It is. And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well, and a first down.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
Avery Williamson there to make the stop. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. On 3rd down, Connor. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal.
Let's go.
Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. His pass caught at the 4. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Now Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Now Roethlisberger buying time to his left. Hard throw, incomplete. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. This one fielded at the 5. A marker down. He does get it up past the 25. Will it hold? Let's see.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now a nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 41-yard line. Darnold going to lead the offense up 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. This is the running back Powell. Now the ball comes loose. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They begin on the ground here with Connor. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Stay with your man.
One quarter remains here in Week 16. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd and 9, Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. Good starting position for the Jets as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Now Darnold. Bud Dupree picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. But they occupied people to allow them.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Jamison Crowder with touchdown number 7 on the year. As his guys are an extra point away now from taking the lead here in the 4th. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly.
And really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And a very nice return up to the 30. 35, but was it aided by something illegal? Let's find out. So that will push him back.
And now we know why I had a little extra space to run, don't we? An illegal block in the back, that penalty will move them back.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Roethlisberger firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
You got it. You got it.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Wide open receiver, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down. Roethlisberger now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Throwing on 2nd and 14. Roethlisberger complete to Washington. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
1 score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. To throw here, Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. So the failure to convert, no doubt, really hurts, but this one's not over. A good chunk of time on the clock and the timeouts.
Yeah, not only do they have the timeouts, as you just noted, they're going to get an extra one with the 2-minute warning. And that's going to help them big way. So in a sense, they have 4 timeouts in their pocket. The big thing, stopping them on defense now. They can't let them get a first down and make them use their timeouts and get a fresh set of downs. They've got to stop them right here. And if so, they've still got an opportunity.
Darnold with a draw play, gives to Powell, and he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And they, in fact, will throw it. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Lachlan Edwards now as he's on to punt for New York. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
He'll look to throw. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Roethlisberger to throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster again. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Throwing now is Roethlisberger. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Back to throw. Got an open man. It's Washington. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. And here come the whistles and a timeout with 7 seconds left. So on now for the field goal try, Chris Boswell. 2 for 2 on the afternoon, and a third one winner. And his kick is right there. It's good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year, but he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Look at the clock. Everyone knows the situation. Probably time here for one final play.
And we know what that play is going to be. It's got to be some sort of Hail Mary, throwing it towards the end zone and hoping someone can catch it or catch it off of a tip. Think back to 2015. Didn't we see Green Bay pull that off twice in the season? Once in the regular season, once in the playoffs. So stranger things have happened. It'll be interesting to see what the defensive strategy is about who they put on the field to try and knock that ball away.
Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for Pittsburgh, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they hit the 10-win mark now at 10-5. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Baltimore to take on the Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Jets, the loss is number 8 for them on the year. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up.
All right, guys, so it's currently after the Jets game. Holy moly, was that a crazy game. Almost lost that one. They're a pretty decently tough game, but overall, it was a pretty bad game played by me. I think I threw a pick 6, I believe. It's all a blur at this point, but, you know, we got 10 wins. I think we're locked in for a wild card. Wow, it's just crazy to think about that. I think I'm locked in for a wild card. So, overall, we'll see if the Ravens lost that week. I know it was a close game against the Browns. I didn't even get to see the end results. I was focusing on my game. I mean, once I turned it over going on 4th down, I'm like, there's no way I'm making a 60-yard field goal. So I figured, all right, let's go for it. Let's hope Juju can get the first down for us. Which I go with quick slants, and I know I throw a lot of quick slants, but don't fix it if it ain't broke. And yes, I should try to throw a little bit different plays, but quick slants, don't fix it if it ain't broke. And I figured Juju would get it. But no, and I figured, you know what, there's still time. So if I actually do stop the Jets, I can call a timeout real quick. They'll, you know, punt the ball away, and then I know I can drive down the field within 30 seconds. I mean, I can do it in a second because James Washington, throwing that fly route I run with him, I mean, it's unstoppable. So overall, great win. If I lose against the Ravens next week, if the Ravens won, that is such a big game. Regardless of what happened, that's such a big game. I won, which I'm very happy. 10 wins. That was my goal. And just the thing, I started this series with 3 losses. 3 losses. I was 0-3. And then I finally beat the Bengals. And then I had an unexpected win against the Ravens. Then I lost to the Chargers. And then I knew the second half of my season was going to be very easy. The second half of the schedule, which it wasn't very easy because I did have the Rams. The Jets, they played. I will admit, they played. They had that fumble. They fumbled a lot. So the defense won that game for me. But, like, I fumbled too, which that was blindside because Juju does not fumble. So I was just pretty much just taken off guard. You know, I got the 10 wins. It even showed me still before the game I was still in a wild card spot. So I think this win right here locks me into a wild card. The Ravens are already locked into a wild card when they got their 10 wins. So I don't see why I wouldn't be locked into a wild card because, look, now I got 10 wins. So I would assume that I'm locked into a wild card. Yeah, next week is so intense. Let's advance weeks. I'll include it. We'll see. Did the Ravens win or not? Because if they did, This win against them is so important. All right, so let's say they lost. Yeah, even if they lost, they'd be 10-5. So regardless, this is an important game. Regardless of the results, because if they lost, then if I beat them, I'm on top. But if they win, and then I beat them next week, if they won this week and I beat them next week, we'll both be tied with our records. And since I beat them twice, I will be above them. Since I beat them twice. Well, if I beat them on week 17. That's just running you guys through some scenarios. So without further ado, let's advance. (11-4), so they won. What did I tell you guys? I told you guys that they were going to win out. I told you more than likely that they were going to win out. And I knew it. They won out. So you know what? This game is so significant. If I win the AFC North. And I could not imagine a series going like this. Like, when I decided to do a series on it, this is like so intense because I think I have a wild card. So, you know, I'm at least making the playoffs. But you know what? Let's go for the division win. Let's go for the division. I want to win the AFC North. So this is insane. I beat the Ravens. The Bengals also beat the Ravens. So me and the Bengals both beat the Ravens, which is kind of funny because the Bengals, they're absolutely terrible. They're 3-12, and I was actually bad when I beat them too. So I was 1-3 when I beat the Ravens. So overall, I'm on a win streak. My team's hot, so I hope it doesn't stop here. But you know what? If it does stop here, I'm finishing 10-6, and at least I could probably get a playoff spot. Let's look at the standings. Oh, it's so scary. It's like I'm number 7 overall in the league. That's good. So I think I'm basically and I lost to the Chargers, so I should have beat the Chargers. We both we have the same record right now, so that's funny. But dang, I really need to beat the Ravens. It's for bragging rights. Whoever wins the AFC North, it's for bragging rights. I don't care. So it's all just for my ego at this point. It's not even just to get the better spot in the playoffs. No, it's all for my ego at this point. It's all on the line. In real life, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I hate the Baltimore Ravens, I hate the Browns, and I hate the Bengals. So this is now just for my own ego at this point. If I win this game, that's all I care about. Is just so I'm at the top of the AFC North. That's literally all I care about. So without further ado, let's get into next week, guys, and I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.